Konflikten mellan Israel och Iran trappas upp med attacker från båda håll. Israel gick till flyganfall mot Iran under natten riktat mot mål kopplat till landets kärnvapensprogram. Iran svarar med drönarattacker, börserna faller och kraftiga uppgångar i oljan. Vi har nu med oss råvaruanalytiker John Olaisen från ABG på länk. Varmt välkommen. John, ordentlig uppgång i oljan idag. Berätta vad är det som driver upp priserna?
Her det jo at Israel har bombet Iran, og da frykter man at det skal komme mindre olje ut fra Iran. Iran en av verdens største oljeprodusenter. I tillegg så frykter man en eskalert situasjon i Midtøsten, hvor i verste fall at du får mindre olje ut fra hele Persiabukta. Og det kan ha betydelig impact på verdens oljeleveranser. I verste fall så kan det bli mangel på olje i verden, og du kan se oljepris på mye høyere enn vi har i dag.
Vi fortsätter prata om det i olika scenarier framåt. Jag vill bara höra lite mer om hur viktiga är Iran som producent? Hur utbytbara är de?
Verdens oljeproduksjon i dag er ca. 104 millioner fat. 3,5 av de kommer fra Iran. Og så konsumerer de selv 2, så de eksporterer ca. 1,5 millioner fat. Så det er klart, det er under 2% av verdens oljekonsum som eksporteres fra Iran. Så det høres kanskje lite ut, men samtidig så er det et veldig, veldig stort tall. Verdens ledige produksjonskapasitet i dag er på ca. 5 millioner fat, så faller det bort 1,5, eller 4 kanskje, til og med kanskje bare 4. Så det er klart, faller det bort 1,5 fra Iran, så vil verdens ledige produksjonskapasitet bli begrenset. Og så i tillegg så frykter man som sagt at det kan falle bort eksport fra andre land også i Midtøsten da. Så det er ikke bare Iran som står i fare for å bli redusert produksjon.
Och tankar om prisrörelserna idag då, innebär det här att man prisar in en eskalering framåt? Oljepriset är väl upp 5-6% just nu.
Oljeprisen åpnet morgenen i dag på 78, og nå er det tilbake i 74, så det er nesten $5 ned fra toppen. Og jeg har et egen folder i mitt arkiv, som er flere hundre slides med Midtøsten-slides, uro i Midtøsten. Og det er klart, det her er ikke første gang vi har sett dette her. Så historisk så er det brukt å si at man skal selge olje og oljeaksjer når bombene smeller i Midtøsten. Det har vært historikken. Og så er det sånn at selv i revolusjonen i Iran og i krigen mellom Iran og Irak, og også første og andre Gulfkrig, så var liksom ikke bukta der nede stengt. Så selv da fløt oljen. Så historikken er at sånne konflikter, og spesielt nå i nyere tid sånn som det her, er at forhåpentligvis går det over, og man skal være litt forsiktig med å kjøpe olje og oljeaksjer på en dag som i dag.
Hur tänker du kring USAs roll i allt detta? Man har ju bland annat sagt sig vilja hålla nere oljepriserna, skulle också mötas med Iran nu på söndag. Hur ser den balansen ut?
Nej, Trump sier jo at han ikke hadde gitt sin godkjenning, men han visste jo åpenbart om det. Og min personlige vurdering, dette er jo ikke mitt fagfelt, men min personlige vurdering er jo at hvis Trump hadde sagt knallhardt til Netanyahu at dette får du ikke lov til å gjøre, så hadde han ikke gjort det. Men det er min personlige vurdering. Men USA vil jo ha, som du sier, vil jo ha lav oljepris, og den eskalerende situasjonen i Midtøsten betyr høyere oljepris. Så han vil jo ikke ha en eskalerende situasjon i Midtøsten. Han vil jo heller ikke sende soldater til Midtøsten eller bli engasjert, tror jeg rett og slett.
Och för att sammanfatta det hela, vad ser du för bästa/värsta scenarier härifrån?
Beste scenario er at dette er sånn som vi har sett 6-7 ganger de siste 10 årene. Nesten en gang i året, eller i hvert fall annethvert år, så har vi sett sånne situasjoner. Som da Houthiene sendte bomber eller droner mot Saudi, så var det 1 eller 2 dager hvor det var frykt for eskalering, og så rodet seg ned. Samme som for et år siden da Israel sendte raketter mot Iran, og Iran gjorde det samme tilbake. Forhåpentligvis er det en sånn situasjon som går over et par dager og ikke eskalerer. Det er det beste for verden.
Vi fortsätter följa detta. Stort tack John för att du gästade oss.
Bara hyggligt. Tack.
Och vi ska gå vidare till ännu en gäst för att kommentera det senaste. Chuck Freilich, för detta nationell säkerhetsrådgivare i Israel. Och med det så byter jag till engelska. Thank you so much for joining us, Chuck.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. To start off, could you give us some background as to why Israel launched these attacks and the timing of it all?
Well, for the last, actually, since the Islamic Republic was established in 1979, they have repeatedly stated their intention to destroy the state of Israel. In recent years, they've spoken of 2040 as the year by which they hope that would happen. The supreme leader, Mr. Khamenei, in 2014, famously announced a 9-point plan for Israel's destruction. It's not just talk, it's not just public statements. Iran has put a great deal of effort into this, building what everyone at least everyone of any credibility in the international community believes is a military nuclear program, or at least a nuclear program with a military potential. They invested billions in building up Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis, all of whom tried to destroy Israel on October 7th. And that was the plan. And we know that they have not only given up on that plan since then, but they've continued to work on it. The specific timing is, of course, is a function of a number of factors. First of all, the fact that there has been new information in recent months that the Iranians are really now racing ahead towards the bomb. The fact that Israel's attacks on Hezbollah, Hamas, back in the fall, and the response to the Iranian missile attacks in November opened up Iran's airspace so that Iran was really more vulnerable today than at any time in history. And just for yesterday seems almost like old news at this point. Like just yesterday, we saw the Board of Governors of the IAEA passing a resolution of censure for Iran because they were non-compliant with their NPT commitments, and potentially sending this to the Security Council for concrete action. So there are always a number of factors that contribute to the decision. Also, an operational window, various factors.
But there have been reports before of Israel lacking the munition needed to actually destroy Iranian nuclear facilities. So with that in mind as well, is it too late for Israel, or how do you see the conflict developing from here?
Well, first of all, I don't think the objective here was to destroy the Iranian nuclear program. It was to postpone it, to gain time actually for diplomacy. And even if you can completely destroy all of the nuclear sites, they still have the know-how, and within a few years could reconstitute it. The problem in terms of destroying them is primarily about the so-called Fordo plant, enrichment plant outside of the holy city of Qom, where they built a reinforced bunker in the middle of a mountain. That's the one which Israel may or may not have the capabilities to destroy. But the other primary site, and the bigger one, was the Natanz Enrichment Center. And the initial reporting is that it was either severely damaged or destroyed.
So how far do you think both sides are willing to go from here?
Well, I think, first of all, it's not over. And I imagine that once Israel began this, there will be further attacks. And the big question then is how Iran decides to respond. They already sent over 100 drones, which Israel succeeded in shooting down. But that was probably just the initial response. And we'll see. I think it's inevitable that they will fire a mass barrage of ballistic missiles. But the question is whether they decide to expand the fighting beyond the bilateral level. They've already said that they intend to attack American military bases around the region, and they may also attack some of the Gulf states, American allies. If they do that, on the one hand, I understand the motivation, deterrence, payback. On the other hand, it would seem to be very counterproductive from their perspective, because that would invite the significant American involvement and military response that I don't think they want. It seems to me that revenge aside, emotion aside, their strategic interest is to limit this just to a war with Israel. And that can go on for maybe even a few weeks.
So finally, to sum up, what do you think will be the key developments to follow, including steps from the U.S. from here?
Well, I think the U.S. will try to turn this into an opportunity to get the talks with Iran going again, and for Iran to, for lack of choice, to show greater flexibility. The talks have reached a stalemate, and actually one of the reasons that Israel, you asked before about the timing, I'd say one of the important explanations for the timing is that the talks were stalemated. I don't think Israel would have done this were that not the case, and without at least tacit American approval here. So one question will be whether diplomacy begins again. The other primary question will be the Iranian response. And a third critical question will be how effective the Israeli operation proves to be, because we're in the early stages now.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chuck.
Thank you.
Och med det så tackar vi för oss. Fortsätt följa utvecklingen på efn.se.